Good morning, everybody. It's Tina Plakinger. How are you? It's about 7 a.m. in Georgia. Before the sun comes out and makes me look ancient. You know what? I'm just going to jump for like a minute or so and just show you that I have gotten a little bit lighter on my feet. So that, the last video I made about a week ago, I was very, very heavy on my feet. Had more body fat on me. It's coming off, raising my vibrational energy. That's what this is all about. I'd sort of like to say that it's been a real cakewalk for me, but it hasn't been. I don't know if it's because my vibrational energy is up higher now, and so I am experiencing some bouts of grief, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think being really low with vibrations, excuse me for a minute. I don't want to put the stool on my mat because it ruins the mat. I get little puncture holes in it then. So, so that's what's been going on. I've been feeling these pit stops of grief, deep grief. Watching the diet, resting, doing, the workouts. Everything is in transition right now. Even my hair, okay. Some of you guys know that I've been trying to go back to my natural color for my new endeavor. I don't want to come across as a 63-year-old woman trying to, look like I'm 30, okay? I, want my hair to be my natural color, so, we don't want to get into the whole, that is such a saga for me about not being able to get services out here where I live. So, oh, by the way, speaking of, I'm going to include a link in the description box, right smack in the middle of the enemy's camp. I mean, it's a long one. They took it off YouTube, but it mysteriously appeared again. So, anyways, I'm just going to list it. You guys want to go over there and look at it, fine. If you don't have that much time, go to the halfway mark and then start watching it. I mean, it's just so. These deep bouts of grief, and I'm thinking maybe by raising my vibrational energy, I have taken the lid off of, all that stuff. Walking around, dragging around all day, especially with the high frequencies, the EFs and the RFs. I still live with the breaker, that one main breaker off. I have some little strips of light that if I have to have some light in a room, I'll, put that on. It's crazy. It's wild. But I feel better. I feel better. Today is June 3rd. I wanted to read June 3rd out of Treading on Serpents, which is a daily devotional written for those who are bullied, gang-stalked, and or harassed. I don't think I've ever read June 3rd. Today's June 3rd. It's not only my older sister's birthday, who, of course, because of gang stalking, we don't talk, but my dad passed away, was it 9 years ago, I think it was. Here, he bought me this little place, and then he was only here for about 4 months, so we didn't even shop. we saw this place in the paper, and he knew that I really desperately needed to be more stable somewhere because of gang stalking, and that, I think maybe that's part of the grief too that's coming up for me. It's like I ordered a couple of tank tops, for my new videos that I'm going to be doing, and if you're not subscribed to my new channel, you'll find the link below. I thank all of you who have subscribed. That's pretty, gutsy to, subscribe without any videos on there, but they're coming. They're coming. I want to stay with my plan, which is 12 weeks. 12 weeks, so that'll be great. This right now is the end of my 10th week. Feeling good, getting better. Got some really interesting, innovative solutions for you to feel better. I think that might be what my calling is. I was talking to my friend Swanee yesterday. By the way, he has a new channel as well. I will put his link in the description box too, okay, because they've given him 2 strikes and he doesn't want to lose all of his videos. He's got some awesome, unique things. So, yeah, so we were talking, and I was, because he knows that I struggle with almost everything here, from the caps that fit on the wheels, the front wheels of the lawnmower, the tractor lawnmower, those little caps, they come off and then you got to find them. And, good luck if you got to buy another one and then try to get it on there. Just, the box blades, the plumbing, a lot of things were done here to me to cause me extreme anguish. And they do. And, there's so much that I don't know how to do things. For the most part of being here the last 9 years has been about struggling, trying to figure out how to do things, how to get things done, how to remedy things, how to make the toilet stop running, just everything, and it's like, here I am doing something, finally returning to me. Something that was robbed from me, taken from me, and I'm returning to it. I don't want to cry. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of discipline and being very rigid, compartmentalized, anal in some areas. But I do it well. I do it well. And it's like, gee, this should be easy compared to everything that I have struggled with, in the last 20 years, but primarily, really, the last 9 years since I've been here. So it's kind of cool, and I feel like, I have something to share with you. I have something other than gang stalking to share with you. And it's pretty cool. I don't know what would be easier if I just sat in a corner somewhere, drooling and having their footprints all over me by kicking me and keeping me down, or trying to, soar up out of the ashes, against all odds. Against all odds. And, the last few days have been tough, I'm like, who are you kidding? Come on, man. You're 63 years old, you're kidding yourself. You have no clothes. I mean, they took everything, you don't even have a bench. You don't even have a flat bench, incline, decline bench. I have 2 cinder blocks with a plank of wood on it, with a towel, and then a roll towel for the neck. And I was telling Swanee that yesterday, and the first thing he said to me was, well, if you watched Rocky, which he knows that I do, I know all of the Rockies, he said, that he was working out in a warehouse, throwing tires and barrels around. And it was like, yeah, you're right, I can do this. I can do this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, anyways, so that's what's been going on with me lately. I hardly leave here. I have cobwebs between my tires on the vehicle and the wheel well. You know, cobwebs. That's how often I leave. I mean, I have to put that gas stuff, I should anyways, I have it, you know, in the gas tank to preserve the gas, because the gas just sits there in the tank for so long, you know. So I don't want to just sit around anymore. This is nice. This is good. And I really thank you so much for joining me and watching me through the transition and all of that. So, you know, last week I told you I got the mat, I got the shoes, you know, you know, all the stuff that I need, the big ice packs, the 18-inch ice packs by Coal Pack. I have a freezer that's for my ice packs. And I have those, you know, it's taken me a long time to get these things together. So I've really only been jumping rope for maybe 10 days, you know. And we're going to get better at that. And I'm also going to, I have some treats. So anyways, yeah, so let me read June 3rd so that I can give you some meat and you have something for today. It choked me up a little bit when I read it about 5 minutes ago, because it's so spot on. The Holy Spirit wrote this book. You know, I have people that talk to me that are, well, I don't talk to anybody anymore. I've really had to, well, just a couple of people, but I've really had to pull back because of all the game playing and heartaches and all the harassment and everything. The phoniness and all of that. So, but I've had people say to me that I don't talk the way I write, you know. So the Holy Spirit wrote this. The Holy Spirit wrote this. And I wasn't, I was on the road. I was on wheels with my 2 dogs for most of it. So I was homeless. Been there, done that. So June 3rd. Gang stalkers draw up personal plans to encourage our suicide. And by that, I mean, you know, they do certain things to you depending on what your profile is, you know. My thing was, you know, take all my equipment, take my gym. I had a fully equipped gym, all professional equipment, squat racks, 45-pound Olympic bars. I mean, you know, bars, plural. I mean, those bars, I don't even know what they go for today. Probably $1.50, I would imagine. They were $100, you know, 20 years ago. So I'm sure that they're, you know, almost, you know, half of that, or double that. I just had everything down to nothing, you know, nothing. So, yeah, you know, my head tells me sometimes, you know, this is just too much against all the odds, but nah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is what I live for. You know, it's difficult for me to compete or fight in a battle when I don't know who my opponents are. You know, part of competing in women's bodybuilding was, you know, knowing what my competitors, what they were about in the sense of what were their weaknesses. I really didn't look at their strengths. I looked at their weaknesses so that then I could, you know, figure out a battle plan. I want to just mention this real quick. I know I'm all over today. I get like that early in the morning. I have all this energy that I need to funnel in a specific area, but I want to mention this to you. Okay, so back in the day, Jean-Claude Van Damme, he married a sister competitor of mine who was Gladys Portuguese, okay, beautiful woman from New York. She was a IFBB pro bodybuilder as well, okay. He married her, and they went off into the sunset and all that. And I don't know, maybe about a year ago, I was watching some interviews on him, okay, because he had fallen into a few pits, the pits of life, okay. Because if it isn't gang stalking, it's something else, okay. You know, they were asking him some personal things about, you know, what had happened to him and blah, blah, blah. And the first thing he said was, oh, at that point in my life, I wasn't training. And I bet you that went over everybody's head. But I got it. I got it right away. I knew exactly what he was talking about, okay? He did not have his vibrational energy up. He wasn't training. And when he didn't have his vibrational energy up, the demons like to jump on your back and keep you down. And so, you know, for some people, like myself, okay, training is, you know, everything. Not everything, but, you know, it changes things, okay? And, yeah, I'm just happy to be back moving. Moving, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting, watching movies, because I don't have a life. So, okay, here we go. Gang stalkers draw up personal plans to encourage our suicide. They will try to take away from you that which is the most important thing to you. According to our own level of faith, our victory lies in our relationship with God, as does the reason for our existence. When we get a blessing, it is so we can be a blessing to someone else. Hello. God knows we cannot give away something that we do not have. If we are here to give money to the poor, we will be blessed with money to give. If we are blessed to preach the gospel, we will be given a voice to do so. God gives each of us exactly what we need to fulfill our God-given destiny. If we want to tap into the riches that God has for us, we must decide to be a blessing to someone else, no matter how bleak our world looks. When we do so, we receive more than we ever gave away. Today's thought is, today I will present myself well and abstain from speaking negative things about myself and others. So, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you very much. We stay in the fight. We focus on Jesus. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. God bless you, and I will see you soon.